Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So, it is time for us to review, the new... I don't know where I would rank this fight in terms of difficulty. I think it definitely is somewhere within the top 4. I know we've had so much content this year, and I know people still love, showing like the Blue Gogeta Supreme Magnificent Battle stage and stuff like that. And while those, can still be a good judge of character, or a good, I guess, judge of how good a character is, we have definitely taken a step in a new direction, which is much harder fights. I think the top 4, Goku and Frieza, the Cell Max fight, the Blue Kaioken Evolution Blue Vegeta fight, and then also this fight. I think that's kind of like the top 4. Now, I don't have enough experience with this fight yet to quite kind of place it at, like, amongst those. I feel like the Goku and Frieza fight, it is much more difficult to get away with weak characters, which to me makes that a more difficult fight. I think it's a way more difficult fight. Because to start out against Gohan and Frieza, they damage you, which against top teams doesn't matter, but against really weak teams, that damage they do for free is kind of annoying. Then you go into 17, who locks, is so annoying. 17 and Golden Frieza, who dodge cancel, which is what really kills most of the game. I've been doing... at the time I'm recording this, the 6 days until the worldwide is not up yet. It's not live yet, but I was using essentially movie bosses. Well, movie bosses plus Garlic Jr. as a Resurrected Warrior there, and then movie bosses in the Dr. Wheelo Day 6 one. And it's just without dodge, with a weaker team like movie bosses, we just have no shot against 17 and Golden Frieza, right? They're too strong. And then you get Goku and Frieza at the end who do so much damage, at 5 million plus and shit like that. I think I would say that the Goku and Frieza fight is probably the hardest. This might be number 2. Maybe. I know people are going to get really upset at some of the toxic mechanics here and how hard she hits and stuff like that, but it's bro, we're just going in a circle. Forever, this is the way it's going to be with this game. We're going to get really good characters, and then they release really crazy fights to power creep. Characters come out, they're really good, but then very quickly they're not so good. It's just how it's going to work forever in a game like this. Just literally how it's going to be. I do enjoy this current era of Dokkan, though, where they're actually spamming so much different content. I'm kind of razor focused on those top 4 fights right now, but again, there's, multiple Supreme Magnificent Battles. You have the Red Zones, the Kid Buu Red Zone stage, and the Red Zone movie Boss Rush. You have all these different events, so we're in a good spot right now. Now, let's go over this fight. One thing people want is longer content. This does, to an extent, have that, because this is a 6-phase fight. You have AGL BULMA, then this is just 3 turns in a row into BULMA. I don't know why they chose to separate her like this. I think it's maybe stun and seal and those types of abilities do not stick. She's, able to be hit with all those, but it kind of resets each turn. Then you get to the Tech BULMA, and then based upon how fast you kill Tech BULMA, you get either Physical BULMA or STR BULMA, is the way that this works. So I made a tweet kind of detailing exactly how the fight works, and we could kind of use this tweet to accompany us. I did have a little bit of a typo down here, unfortunately, though. Yeah, right here. What I should say is, I think killing slowly, taking several turns, is what causes Physical BULMA to show up. And I believe that is the case. So, all right, let's go over it. So the very first phase right here, AGL BULMA, is pathetic. She does no damage. But that's not the point of the phase, right? Most weak characters will be able to be fine in here. You have to be really bad to get threatened by 500k supers, right? You got to be really god-awful. So most characters probably will be okay here, but she does seal the entire team. So this could be bad for characters that have to build up by super attacking, maybe Physical Turles, Physical Ultimate Gohan, right? A stacking character like Tech Vegeta. This video is going to go up before the video I'm recording now, I'm going to put up at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. This video I'm going to make live at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, but it's not actually live yet when I'm recording this, so I'm going to have to just use the file to show some things, right? So we did the Vegeta video in there. Vegeta stacks by supering, which Bulma blocks. The first 2 turns, Bulma has the entire team sealed. Now, this is probably what's most annoying about this fight to me, because you have to get 12 rainbow orbs in the first 2 turns, or you instantly lose. And I am not exaggerating there when I say, or you instantly lose. That is literally what happens. If we jump over here, yeah, I believe we you know, just, it depends on what your opening rotation RNG looks like. This, yeah, boom. You don't get 12 orbs, this is what happens. It literally is just a game over. So right there, this bar fills up. At the end of the second turn, if that bar is not all the way filled up, you lose. So you need rainbow orb changers in order to win. And that opens up the possibility that some of your good rainbow orb changers could start in slot 7, which means you're in trouble. This is just pure opening rotation chaos RNG. I've told people about this, how I really think Dokkan is going to be pushing this forward, and then here we go. Here we go. With the opening rotation RNG bullshit. This fight's got it. But that's just so different. Like, so if you guys want to see, like, I did get my W. Did I show the screen at the... Oh, here, I do a little of that. Oh, I think I might have moved too quickly and didn't show the end screen. No, I did. Of course, I always do. Broly and Trunks, right there. Broly and Trunks as a rainbow orb changer, right? Like, you're gonna need to get a couple of rainbow orb changers in this fight. You have to. I mean, otherwise you're just gonna be resetting over and over and over against phase 1. So there's that, right? She can't really do too much damage. Then, again, these are each separate phases right here. Each of these in Bulmas. I mean, my only guess as to why she does this is because it resets the seal and the stun. By the way, in this entire fight, you can seal, stunner, debuffer. She's not immune to anything at any point of the fight. So that's another thing that does kind of check its difficulty a little bit, is that you are able to actually stun her. You can straight up stun her. But, I mean, being able to stun her, actually getting it done is a different thing entirely. So in this phase, you have to super attack Bulma 4 times or you instantly lose. It's the same thing I just showed. That, you know, at the end of the turn, if you don't super 4 times, game over pops up and it's over. So at least one character has got to get an additional super, but that's not all. Bulma also lowers the rotation's key by 9. Now, like, a character like Beast Gohan, god of the game, best unit in Dokkan history by far, he starts their turn and he's still supering. But, I mean, even Vegeta, who I would say Vegeta is a very good character. Like, look at what Vegeta looks like. This is what it looks like. See? Look at that. Like, this is, you know, this fight, I mean, I know people, I think people are going to truly grow to hate this fight. I think so. But, I mean, it is at least different stuff. They are going in a different route here. But, yeah, I mean, you have to super her 4 times while she's lowering the entire rotation's key by 9. But yet again, I mean, the best characters in the game can work around that. So that's something to keep in mind. So there's that. And again, that's phase 2, 3, and 4, right? Like, you go through all 3 of them, boom, 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 boom. Then you get to Tech Bulma. Now, Tech Bulma right here is just a regular, honestly, very weak boss. Tech Bulma is very weak. Considering this is phase 5, she's very weak, I think, right? So you're probably going to be fighting her on turn 6, since the first phase is always 2 turns. So this is going to be turn 6. You're against this Tech Bulma. This is pathetic damage for turn 6 in this environment. Like, that's all she does. She's a baby. That's nothing to be scared of right there at all. That damage right there, not a problem whatsoever. But what this phase is there for is to set up the real ending of this fight, which is physical and STR Bulma. Now, in a lot of these runs, I kill Tech Bulma in 1 turn, right? So, like, right here, boom. Look at the rotation we've got. We kill Tech Bulma just within this 1 turn right here. And then after, you know, eliminating her in 1 turn, then STR Bulma comes out. I think there's 1 time I saw physical Bulma, only one time in the initial video I did, but it's just, I just see STR Bulma basically every single time. And just to give you guys an example of how nasty STR Bulma is, so like, look at this. Like, again, like, I'm not like dicking around, I'm not clowning around putting Vegeta in a bad situation. Like, my Vegeta started out in slot 7, he got stacks. Vegeta just gets straight killed right here. Look at this. I was actually very surprised. We're going to go over the stats in 2 seconds. So here's the turn. Vegeta's one of the best units in the game. Like, legitimately. And, like, look at this. Like, she just tears him in half. So it's like, you know, I don't want to go crazy down the line of, like, let's talk about dodge, dodge, dodge. But, again, when it comes to these fights, man, you know, it's like additionals and crits are not usually winning it for you. It's dodging when they're busting out shit like that, which is ridiculous. So that's what STR Bulma looks like. If we back up, we could see this. So the new mechanic they're using, the Goku and Frieza fight has this as well. And so does the UI Goku fight, although it's not really as tough. The Supreme Magnificent Battle UI Goku, the second UI Goku fight in the Tournament of Power Universal Survival Saga Supreme Magnificent Battle. They have this mechanic over here, what these characters are doing. So it's like Bulma does 2.2 million damage on her super and 880k damage from normals. But that's not true, because she actually gets a true 100% attack at the start of turn. So she essentially is doubling her damage. Just like, so it's, these numbers say 2.2, but she's actually doing, you know, 4.576, because she also gets the 10% from her super attack effect. So Bulma opens up, like those normals we just saw tear Vegeta in half. These are what the normals were, just right away. These are normals. And it's a lot of bosses previously, they can do this after they super, right? But now with this new kind of way they're giving these bosses this attack, which is just this start of turn thing right here. You know, Orange Piccolo was so great because he kept bosses from being able to do this, because they would get the huge attack buff when they supered. But now, them supering is irrelevant. Goku and Frieza, it's the same thing. They have that damage just at the start of turn regardless. So Orange Piccolo doesn't keep Goku and Frieza's normals from doing, you know, 2 million damage normals. It still just happens. So this is also, by the way, a way that they could power creep Orange Piccolo and Ribrianne. What made them so good was, you know, again, it wasn't just keeping them from supering. The action of the bosses supering gave their normals the, like, people will say Piccolo dies to normals. No, the fuck he doesn't. He only died to normals if the boss supered, but Piccolo kept the boss from supering. So, you know, most of the time I see arguments about characters, it exists in the realm of fiction and make-believe, of what could happen rather than what does happen. But now, it's not about the boss supering, and now, like, Orange Piccolo could die to these normals, right? As does Tech Vegeta, and, you know, a bad turn for Beast Gohan, he could die, like a lot of characters could. Which is, again, why you might want to invest in some dodge, because the fights get harder, not easier. So, these are kind of like the damages that Bulma's numbers are going to be at. Now, remember, if we take a look, so she does this twice, by the way. So then on turn 2, her normals are now 2.6, and this is before supering. You know, then here's what her normals look like after she supers, and here's what her super attack is, 6.8, right? It just gets very ridiculous. And we have another clip I could show here. Here's Vegeta tanking. So this is one of her huge normals right here. This is the 2.6 million normal right here. I thought Vegeta, I was talking while doing this that Broly probably would have tanked a little bit better, but it's the showcase for Vegeta, so I wanted to see. By the way, keep in mind that Bulma, 456. Notice Bulma is sealed, by the way. Remember, Vegeta does seal. So that's the thing. Like, you can seal and stun Bulma, but oftentimes, remember, people will say this clown bullshit of kill the boss before they kill you. But that's, again, you know, the land of fantasy, the land of make-believe, because what actually happens is this: the boss dictates what happens. The boss can attack before you. So, you know who could have stopped this? STR Jiren could have stopped this, because he has a 30% chance to just stun the enemy at the start of turn. But we didn't even get a chance to apply debuffs to Bulma. The turn opened and she just killed us instantly. You know, you cannot kill the boss before they kill you. I've found, too, that STR Bulma actually is a little tanky with her 180 million HP. So even though this is deep in the fight, you know, she is going to be able to take some volleys from some characters. So Bulma is just really, really crazy. This is a crazy fight. This is a crazy fight for sure. Now, if you get physical Bulma, she's a little weaker for sure. But, I mean, she's still, look at the damage physical Bulma is still, like, she's still opening with 1.2 million normals, even in her physical state. And I saw people say, like, oh, this is a gimmick fight and stuff like that. No. You start thinking about that, and you're going to get yourself upset when that doesn't actually end up being the case. Bosses are going to get harder from Bulma, not weaker. People were saying the same shit about Cell Max. It's a gimmick fight. And very quickly, they just did Blue Kaioken Goku Evolution Blue Vegeta, which is the Cell Max fight, except they could double Super Turn 1, and they're immune to debuffs. So it's like, don't be shocked if in 1 month we get the version of this fight that you can't debuff. Don't be shocked. Don't be, oh my god, no way, dude! Like, it's, you know, it's probably gonna happen. So, yeah. You know, it is tough. She's going to be hitting very hard. So, you know, your characters like AGL, UI, Goku, you know, funny enough, Gogeta, yet again, is going to be one of the best characters in the game for this fight. Because in this fight, it goes on so long, you'll always have Gogeta's taunt available to you, right? You're always going to have Gogeta's taunt available to you. So his taunt will be huge. You could have the Gogeta taunt turn, which is actually, you know, what I did do later in this video, where, you know, we at least kept her from supering. So we get to the first turn of Bulma, I taunt with Gogeta, you know, the target mechanic. And funny enough, that one attack by Bulma right there does end up being a super attack too. So, yep, we get that. So Gogeta's going to 100% dodge. And then watch, like, she was, like, if I just let this go, she would have insta-killed Vegeta right there. He would have gotten insta-killed, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. So then she supers like that. But then Gogeta dodges it, and now Vegeta seals her. So now she's sealed after that. Right, so your sealing and stunning characters can still be really good, but it's in conjunction with the best units in the game, right? So I'm going to do a couple of showcases against Bulma over the next couple of days. A lot of the typical characters you would think of will do very good in here. Tech UI Goku, AGL Jiren, Cell Max, AGL... Broly and Gogeta are, you know, like recently the way these fights have gone, Goku and Frieza, and now this... does help Broly and Gogeta. The way they're structured, it helps them quite a bit. Because now Broly... So keep in mind, by the way, this is yet another STR boss. So Broly having true type advantage really helps him do massive damage to her, as well as tank a little bit better with true type advantage. And then Gogeta, of course, the fight is long enough, it drags on long enough, that Gogeta... You know, even if Gogeta starts in slot 7, you're going to be able to have Gogeta's taunt up, his target mechanic, even if he does start in slot 7. By the way, that does go for Broly and Tech UI Goku as well. This is not a fight where Tech UI Goku starting out in slot 7 loses you the fight. Right? It's not. Because turn 7 is when you get to Bulma, STR Bulma. So, yeah. So, even if Tech UI Goku or Broly start out in slot 7... you'll have them transformed against Bulma. So that's one good thing about the fight. Opening rotation RNG is about your Rainbow Orb changers here, but your transformation characters can start in slot 7, and you'll still have them when you really need it. So, again, to summarize, the opening is probably the most annoying aspect of the fight to me, because it's literally get 12 Rainbow Orbs or you auto-lose. The next 4 phases are not tough, right? If you're using good characters, you could super attack 4 times even under the -9 key debuff. This does not really hurt your best characters, right? This is going to hurt more so shittier characters. Although it does hurt Tech Vegeta, and I don't consider him shitty, but again, a lot of the LRs and stuff like that will not be hampered too bad by this. This Tech Bulma is not a threat, right? So it's like the opening turn where you need Rainbow Orbs, and then skip ahead until turn 7 and 8 when you're fighting STR Bulma. That's when things get very dirty. So let me know what you guys think. We have the new dark god of the game, STR Bulma, STR Bulma, before you debuff her, you can attack, debuff her, you can seal her, you could stun her. Before you get a chance to do any of that, she's like the scariest boss. Like, but again, you can stun her, you can seal her, you can hold her down like that. So it's a huge thing to consider, right? So let me know what you guys think about this new fight. We'll take a number of characters into here and see how things are going to go. This potentially could be an interesting fight for maybe like the Boos. I think maybe could work well in here. Well, I don't know. It would take so long to kill her. Like Boo tanks could keep her sealed, but at her damage, she starts to hit so hard that I don't know. Yeah, it's again, we'll do a lot of showcases. We'll see how characters fare in here. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.